Alright YouTube, welcome to the School of Ruckus Grom squad. I tried doing a couple of vlogs before this without a microphone and it just didn't work, so I decided to ordered the microphone, finally got the microphone in yesterday, video recording today with it. I haven't had a chance to actually do some recording, and then we'll see how it comes out. I started on, and I'll admit it, I started on a scooter, just like that poor son of a bitch up there going 20 miles an hour in a 45. I started out on a scooter, and not because, I saw a scooter and was like, oh, that's what I want, I really want a scooter. I've always been really mechanically inclined, especially with small engines. And a lot of the kids that go to school here, they'll buy these scooters brand new, ride them for a semester, go home for Christmas or something, come back, and then the bike won't start. And the scooter shops here, they definitely rip students off. So a lot of these kids will just sell their bikes for nothing. So the first scooter I bought for 120 bucks. The kid had it on the FSU Craigslist. I bought it. He thought that the motor was seized. I knew the motor wasn't seized. I took it home, put fresh gas in it, changed the fuel lines, cleaned the carburetor, and it fired right up. That scooter for 2 weeks, I sold it right afterwards for like 600 bucks. Made a nice little profit off of it. And then I bought two more, did the same thing. The only scooter that I kept for any length of time was one of those shitty Ruckus clones. I built the motor out to 100 cc's, kept it for a little while, and it wasn't as fast as I was hoping it would be, so I sold it to a football player and bought a two-stroke scooter. Took the two-stroke, built it up a little bit, and then blew it up. But after that one went out, I got tired of dumping money into scooters that were only reliable as long as you were willing to pour money into them. That's a lot of cops. And I had seen, videos of people with Honda Groms and thought, man, that is a really cool bike, and it's fast enough to get around town, but not fast enough that I'm gonna do 100 miles an hour into the back of somebody's SUV. And I thought it was something I could talk my parents into letting me buy. So after a little persuasion with them, and I say talk my parents in, I'm 25 years old, so really I don't have to talk my parents into anything, but I definitely don't want to be the black sheep of the family. So I looked at them brand new, and at the showroom floor they're like $31.99, and it's like, okay, cool, that's not so bad. But then once they slap you with the dealer fees and the assembly fee and all that other stuff, you're just over $4,000 out the door. And I was like, I'm not spending $4,000 on a 125. Like, I could get a WR for that much. So I started looking on Craigslist, and I found this bike, the one I'm on now, for 2,700 bucks. Had 1,400 miles on it. Had a full Yoshimura exhaust. It was just a clean bike. The guy had bought it, thought he'd ride it more often than he did, and just didn't. So he decided to get rid of it. And then after I had the bike for a little while, I stumbled across other people on YouTube with bikes, not Motonosity. The only reason that's in my head because I just watched his video where he's buying a new bike, and he was looking at the Honda Grom. But Jake the Garden Snake has one. Do It With Dan just sold his. He never really rode it though. And then you've got Fooligan, Subimoto. I started watching these guys and seeing, what they were doing with their bikes, trail riding them, stunting them. And I just thought, man, I never expected that out of this bike. I started to do a lot of dirt riding with it, which is, how some of the scuff marks that it's got on it got there because it's on street tires, which is what makes it so much fun, is because out there you're just sliding all over the place. But the bike's so light that, it's really easy to maintain that instability without actually falling. Occasionally you hit that soft sand and there's no staying up, you're going down. And I met a couple other people in town that have Groms, and we started going to this I don't even want to give it away for the people that might see the video around town, but it's a strip of road that is on private land that, you know, we can get to, and we've basically turned it into a stunt lot. I try and avoid the streets because tickets suck, bike impounds suck. It was about 65.
Man, I'm seeing more and more of those around town. I'm like, man.
Well, it's like, it's great because, like, if I had that,
yeah,
I'd be a zip splat. Like, I like going fast.
Yeah.
But with this, it's like you're going as fast as you can just to keep up around town,
yeah,
but it weighs nothing, gets 125 miles to the gallon. It'll still pull wheelies all day. Oh, it's a blast.
Man, that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
It doesn't matter where I go. You always find somebody that has never seen one before and is super interested in them. All right, out of class. As you can tell, it has rained. It was quite a lot of rain, so we're gonna take it easy riding back to the house because these tires suck in water. Actually, the only time I've wrecked this thing on the street, I popped a wheelie on wet roads. My fault for doing it in the rain, knowing that these tires suck. I really hope the audio on this comes out good. The style of helmet I wear, and I'm not even sure if there's like a name for the style, where it's a motocross helmet with, you know, a fold down visor. It doesn't have a good spot to put the mic on the inside of the helmet, where, like, right where your mouth cover is. There's a netting material that is between you and the vents on the front. Well, fortunately and still unfortunately, when I wrecked the bike that time, I broke the front of the helmet off right there, so I can take it off really easily. So what I did was I took it off, like pulled open the little slider vents, shoved the microphone in there, shoved some of the like fur material to keep down on wind noise, and then just like taped it all back together. I watched a kid on a Ruckus the other day just eat shit on one of these turns here on the right when it was wet. He just, you know, didn't change the way he rode for the weather and just went straight to the ground. One of the things that I want to have in this channel that I don't see in other channels is when people work on their bikes. You know, you see those guys that say, oh, I'm doing this, and they take it to the shop, and next thing you know, it's done. And it's like, well, I can't afford to take it to the shop to have that done, so I'm gonna figure out how to do it on my own. That's a really sweet Dodge. Hopefully the weather will clear up soon and we'll be able to do some trail riding and some stunt lot stuff. I'm not saying that I'm an expert at stunting this bike. I'm not. I mean, I can do chaser wheelies and that's about it. My first instinct is to let off of the throttle. You know, post the links to your channel. Show me what you guys are doing and how you're doing it. I mean, I'm learning as we go. This has to be one of the worst apartment complexes to live in Tallahassee. It is always on lockdown. Man, he's pulling out the yellow tape, setting up a crime scene. Oh, I would assume that means that somebody has died. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cop cars, 6 cop cars. Well, I know today's video didn't have anything exciting in it, you guys. I just wanted to do an introduction to the channel. You know, let you guys know a little bit about me, a little bit about my bike. You know, and like I said before, let me know what you guys are interested in seeing on the channel. You know, I'm open to pretty much everything.